Today I'd like to talk a little bit about the SSRI class of drugs. That's the serotonin reuptake inhibitor, or rather selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor drugs. These are Prozac, Paxil, Zooloft, and any other really psychoactive drug like Ritalin or Celbrexa. Our ancestors and forebears didn't suffer from a Prozac deficiency. Happiness comes from a good diet of raw living food. That is raw vegetables and fruits and raw cultured sprouted nuts and seeds. So I had been on Paxil for about 10 years, and I know I'm going to have to revisit this topic many times because it really screwed my life up, and it influenced a lot of my decisions, which were poor decisions. So what Paxil does, and all these SSRIs basically do, they calcify your brain, your pineal gland, your synapses, your basically the neural network of your brain, because these drugs are basically fluoride pills with some chemical alterations. So back to the SSRI, it calcifies your brain, your pineal gland, which is shaped like a pine cone, and releases DMT, dimethyltryptamine, which is, Terence McKenna calls it the spirit drug. It helps you dream at night. So the pineal gland gets calcified and it can't open up at night. It opens like a flower at night, releases DMT. When it can't do that, your brain basically has these weird lucid dreams, and when you're on Paxil or Prozac for the first week it's really weird, and then for the first couple of months it's kind of like, oh, a new life, because you're not dreaming at night. You're kind of going through a dream state throughout the day, and because it's a reuptake inhibitor, your synapses are firing, but they're not getting any feedback. Like, hey, I'm firing too much. So there's a constant stream of electricity going through your brain, always moving forward, so you're always thinking forward into the future and not really into the past or concentrating on the present. If you've been on Paxil for so long and then you just cut it off, you go through a nightmare. You basically start detoxifying. Your brain readjusts. These synapses are all damaged and calcified, so it starts dumping you start detoxing and trying to get rid of those calcium deposits. And what happens is you get these feedbacks, which are they call them zaps, which it's the worst feeling in the world. It's like you get a zap, and it's a panic attack basically, and you can have up to 100 of these in a day, and it goes on, and there's no relief. And sometimes if you've done Paxil for such a long time, even if you go back up to your normal dosage, you'll still be getting these zaps, and it turns you into a suicidal person, and very angry at society for introducing these drugs. And that's why if you look at certain reports, there are websites that track suicide victims that had been taking Prozac, Paxil, Zoloft, and some of them, really go bonkers and they start, shooting people and then kill themselves. And I went through that state. I went through a suicide. Like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. I remember one night I could not sleep because I was having these zaps, And so I had to crawl outside onto the balcony and just make a bed on the balcony and stare at the stars. And that's the moment where I just had to pray. So, Creator, whoever is out there, help me. And that, that's hard to talk about. That's releasing your ego. That's saying, I no longer have faith in myself or mankind. I need help from above. And eventually I fell asleep on the balcony. I mean, I just right on the hard floor, and that was actually more comfortable than my bed. So that was I've been off Paxil for about a year and a half now. I went cold turkey and from 10 to 0, and that you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to taper very slowly off. I had to quit my job because I was just going through these just depressions where I could not concentrate on work. So I had money saved up so I could take this time off and readjust. In the past 6 months, I found the raw food diet, and well, that really took me off. I mean, I am feeling 100%, 1,000% better. I think I got onto the Paxil just because I was feeling crappy about myself, and I just got dumped by a girlfriend, and I thought that I'd done ecstasy, and I thought Prozac, Paxil, that would just bump me up and make me feel good, but no. Maybe for the first couple of months, but no, if anything, this video is I want to make sure that if you're out there asking, should I take Paxil or whatever, any of these happy drugs, just don't do it. Look at your diet. It's your diet that's making you depressed. You're not getting enough raw, living food. If you're cooking your food, you're killing all the enzymes. You're making serotonin is created in your belly. Your health is what you eat. It is between your gut. Serotonin is made by these small intestines, and it goes right to your brain, and it helps create it creates the neural network in your brain. It creates the neurotransmitters, the steroids, the hormones that you need to operate in a happy state. And it's possible with raw food. It's a hard thing to go through, and I think maybe you need to go through a crisis like this to find the answer. The funny thing is, it's always been out there, and I seem to have always relied on a doctor's opinion or somebody else's a man-made opinion without really asking the Creator what He put on earth naturally for us, he or she or it. I think I'm running out of time. There's so much more to cover. If you're on Paxil or Prozac or Zooloft, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll message me. I'll help you in any way. It's a tough trip. But you can do it. So, hopefully I can inspire you to get going. You'll regain your power. You'll have a new outlook on life. Yeah. So, this is Mountain Bike Mike. Signing off. I love y'all. Take care.